Alright, good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and it's been rough getting a moment to just sit down and make this. So this is going to be the legendary weapons video, and then somebody asked me to do something about legendary armor, which I'll admit I know even less about legendary armor than legendary weapons roles. But anyway, I'm going to start as always with Lakshmi 2 at the Future War Cult, because if you start there, then you can gradually make your way through everybody who sells weapons. I'm not exactly sure even who sells armor, because, well, I tend to really like to just come into Destiny and shoot stuff. And armor takes legendary marks from buying guns. Just gonna say that. Anyway, as you can see, Lakshmi 2 of the Future War Cult. Oh, that is cool. I wonder why that big rocket is just sitting there. Huh. I also love the view just of the city. It's pretty cool. You have a really nice view. You have a really nice spot. Okay. No. Anyway, Lakshmi 2. Which is interesting that she's 2. As I said, I'm Future War Cult primarily because, it's interesting. Future War Cult is the only faction that has an exotic weapon for it. So it's that whole, you basically get the no time to explain exotic throughout this whole quest, but you need to do Vault of Glass, which is what I'm hanging on doing on Xbox. Somebody actually just basically carried me through Vault of Glass on PlayStation. It was the easier level of it. So like, we don't even need you to do anything. It's like, I'd rather know what to do, but I really wanted no time to explain. So it's a quest that you need to be a member of Future War Cult. See, you need the Eye of Atheon. See, it's called Not Forged in Light. Enter the Vault of Glass and destroy Atheon times conflux. Shatter the eye it leaves behind. So it's interesting. This is the only faction, as far as I know, that does not have an that does have an exotic quest. The other two do not. And you get an exotic, no time to explain. Now, what does she carry? Oh, so there is armor with the factions. Okay, so I'd have to go through all of the factions. So we have so I did pick up that God Roll Warpath last week. It's right over here. So this isn't this week, but it has flared Magwell or lightweight. Tripod, which is why I definitely wanted tripod, javelin, and then cluster bombs. So I wanted for the cluster bombs, the tripod, and probably lightweight. But I was told this is a really good god roll of tripod and cluster bombs. Cluster bombs are just awesome. The only thing I think it's missing would be nice is tracking, which has also ruined my aim with rocket launchers. Anyway, we have the whale, which is a hand cannon. As I said, this section here I'm not very good with. I basically do it based on what I see the green changes to, so it looks like quick draw is probably the best. Then we have lightweight and explosive explosive rounds. I like. They have perfect balance and Relentless Tracker. So those both sound nice too, but then it's redundant with Firefly. So, I know explosive rounds and Firefly are not the same, but it's a little redundant. So I would have to go with lightweight, probably perfect balance, and then Firefly, because you have no choice but to take Firefly. I might get this, though, just because I like explosive rounds and Firefly, and you don't get a lot of weapons with that. You have the Waltz, which is a pulse rifle. I think I would go with Sure Shot. You have OEG and Red Dot, but I think I would go with Sure Shot. And you have high caliber rounds versus lightweight. I think I would go with the oversized rounds built to stagger. I think I would go with the high caliber rounds. Then you have Hammer Forged, which improves range and accuracy versus Outlaw. Precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase. I think I would go with Hammer Forged. I like that increase in range. So high caliber rounds, Hammer Forged, and Counterbalance. This weapon has increased stability. So yeah, Hammer Forged, definitely, and high caliber rounds. In fact, I kind of like this one as well. Let me know. I don't know. I feel like this is a decent one. The counterbalance, the hammer forge, and the high caliber rounds for a pulse rifle. I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of pulse rifles, but I don't know. I've changed. Like, for example, I now use fusion rifles a lot more in original Destiny when I used to never use fusion rifles. So it's been now my go-to in the secondary slot is to have a fusion rifle. I'm getting used to the pause. Initially, I didn't like the fact that you had to pause. Anyway, you know, where it's like you hit the trigger, but there's that like charge up moment. So MD Reflex, Red Dot ORA, and OEG. Honestly, improved handling. They all have improved handling. I just randomly pick one. Accelerated coils reduces weapon charge time in exchange for slightly decreased damage versus this weapon can be... I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is quick draw that good? Because I would probably go with accelerated coils. Then we have small bore, increased range and stability, slower reload, reduce, versus knee pads. I'm gonna go with small bore. I slide, but not that much. Well, one of the problems is I get used to, if you play Warframe, slide is different. One of these days I'm going to change the controls in Warframe so that B is slide. Because in Warframe, one of the bumper buttons, I call them bumper buttons, the top above the triggers is slide. And so then when I switch to Destiny, I end up throwing my grenades over and over again because I'm used to that. Rangefinder increases the weapon's... Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. Small bore versus knee pads, I would go with small bore, and accelerated coils for the weighting. I need legendary marks, so that's easy. Just do story missions. The Wounded. Scout rifle. I like scout rifles. Honestly, I use scout rifles instead of shotguns. Not shotguns, sniper rifles most of the time. So Red Dot ORA versus ranged lens versus... Somebody snoring. OEG rifle scope. I think I would go with ranged lens. That looks like it does more range. But as I said, this section is not my max. Anyway, high caliber rounds versus full auto. You know what? Honestly, while I'm not a big fan of full auto because it eats through ammo, this might actually be a lot of fun. A full auto scout rifle. That is interesting. You know what? I'm definitely going to be coming back here with some. I'm going to be earning me some legendary marks, doing story missions, and I think I might pick just because of the full auto. Then you have small bore, increased range, stability, slowerly, versus unflinching. I think I would actually use the small bore because I like the increase in range. And finally, crowd control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. Yeah, why not? Especially I like the full auto. That sounds kind of cool. So full auto, small bore, and crowd control. That's the Wounded. What is it with the W names? Why not just... But then I always thought that they should go back and like switch things up. So like they got rid of all the weapons that were... When the Rise of Iron came out, there were a whole bunch of taken kit, because I know like Dead Orbit had Hung Jury, and I never got Hung Jury. Like, I have actually Hung Jury in Destiny 2. But it would be awesome if, like they rotated the weapons around a bit more. Give us a bit more variety. Come on. I mean, you got rid of most of the stuff in the game. Something else you can... I mean, they didn't get rid of most of the things in the game. They got rid of Trials, and they got rid of Iron Banner. So, for another thing, I think they should drop raid weapons with Xur, but that could just be me. True Sight IS, Fast Draw, and Quick Draw. I said, I maybe Fast Draw. Then we have high caliber. There's a lot of high caliber rounds this week versus hip fire. I'd probably go with the high caliber rounds because I just don't fire very often from the hip in Destiny. I should do more firing from the hip. I don't know. It just feels less accurate when I fire from the hip. And whereas with Warframe, it's different. Warframe, actually, I've gotten so used to firing from the hip that it's harder to not fire from the hip. Then we have hand-loaded versus Relentless Tracker. I think I would go with hand-loaded. This weapon is effective at an extended range versus enhanced motion tracker resolution for a short time. Followed by Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. So you have 2 range increasing options. So I'd go with both of those. And high caliber rounds. But this one doesn't really appeal to me very much. The Wormwood. Finally, we have the Warpath, which is another rocket launcher. Aggressive launch versus linear compensator versus hard launch. I guess hard launch, higher velocity. Then we have flared Magwell, reload versus quick draw. Reloading. I think I would go with flared Magwell because rocket launchers are so ridiculously slow when it comes to reloading. And that's one of the reasons why I love the evade in Destiny 2. There are a couple of things I do like in Destiny 2, and one of them is the evade for hunters that lets you reload. So you could reload your rocket launcher or your machine gun pretty fast. Ooh, heavy payload versus third eye. Oh wait, for some reason I thought this was tripod. Heavy payload increases warhead blast radius versus third eye. Excuse me. And then finally, grenades and horseshoes. Rockets from this weapon will detonate early based on proximity to targets. I like grenades and horseshoes, but honestly, this one doesn't stand out to me as being really eager to run and buy for 150 legendary marks. There's no tripod. There's no cluster bombs. I mean, heavy payload versus third eye. Third eye is meh. Yeah, I know there are times when third eye is great. Probably mostly in Crucible. Third eye, but it's not one of those modifiers that I'm desperate to get. I can live without third eye. Whereas heavy payload, yeah, not feeling this way. I think it's the hand cannon that really appeals to me and the pulse rifle. So those are probably the two I'm going to go for, the Waltz and the Whale. Let me know. Oh wait, no, and the Wounded. One of those 3. Probably the Wounded, simply because I like the full auto for a scout rifle. But then there's the explosive round. So we'll see how many legendary marks I can get, because I might clean out my vault a little. Anyway, that's Future War Cult. As I said, I'll make a separate one for armor, because I'm sure there are people who want weapons, not armor, and some people want armor and not weapons. So, and we got Dead Orbit with I am not Starfire's daddy. We could use your help. I know you can't have my help. So I am, 28 with Dead Orbit. And what do you have? I still am pissed. The reason you're not getting my membership is because I want hung jury. Been waiting for hung jury. Yeah, I know it's not technically your fault. It's the great gods of the Bungie, but that's beside the point. I'm going to continue to hold it against you that you don't have hung jury. Next we have from Dead Orbit, Extremophile. He always has numbers. So it's like, wait a minute, Extremophile 011. So the Extremophile 11 is an auto rifle, red dot ORA, sure shot, and OEG rifle scope. Probably going to go with the rifle scope, because more range would be nice. High caliber rounds versus snapshot. Maybe this weapon is incredibly fast versus... I would go with the high caliber rounds. I like staggering targets. I have found staggering, it helps. Then we have small bore. Increase reload range and stability, slower reload, reduce versus hot swap. I think I would go with small bore. Readying this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. No. Small bore. I can handle my own accuracy. I don't need help from the game to help me with my accuracy. And finally, Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon increases its effect. So a Rangefinder, small bore, high caliber rounds. That's what I would go with. You know, I was once playing Warframe, and apparently because I was going on it, I'd forgotten. I think I had started playing on PC. I don't remember exactly. I just know that it was a new account, and my aim was so off, and everything felt so ridiculously hard. And suddenly I went, you know what? Let me check. And it turns out aim assist was on. I find it harder to play with the aim assist on. So once I turned off aim assist, so much easier. I hate aim assist. I'm not. I'm waiting for the Extremophile 12, okay? Look, I'm waiting for the Keystone 2. When is the Keystone 2 coming out? I mean, we've been waiting on this Keystone 2 for a while now, man. Clearly, delays upon delays. No words, Arak Jalal. MD Reflex versus Ranged Lens versus OEG. Looks like the only one that has any benefit is the Ranged Lens. And you know what? With a Scout Rifle, range is good to have. So why the hell not? We got Explosive Rounds versus Snapshot. Explosive Rounds, of course. Duh. Did I even have to... Okay, then we got Perfect Balance versus Third Eye. I'm going to go with the Perfect Balance. Third Eye to me is not that big a deal. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I think I'll go for the stability over Third Eye. And we have Crowd Control. Kills us kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. So Crowd Control, Perfect Balance, and Explosive Rounds. If I were a member of Dead Orbit, I might consider picking this up. However, I'm not. And Arak Jalal just pisses me off right now. Today, just this week, for some reason in particular, you're pissing me off. Maybe next week, but this week, I'm just pissed at you for some reason. Look, did we run into each other on the way to the mess hall or something? And we just had words? Because I'm feeling pissed with you. So then we got a Fusion Rifle, Worlds to Come 1. 001. So MD Reflex, Red Dot, ORA 2, and OEG. I don't know. I don't see any difference between them. Improved handling, more handling, and even more handling. They're all handling ones. So which one is better when it comes to handling? They all provide handling. What's the point? There's no variety. At the very least, give me some variety. Enhanced battery, increased magazine size versus snapshot. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I think I would go with enhanced battery. I would see how much the magazine increases, and if it's worth it, I would go with enhanced battery. Otherwise, I'll just use snapshot. Because what's the point of going with a larger magazine size if it doesn't increase the magazine size? Because I have seen that happen sometimes, where it says it will increase the magazine size, but it does not. So you know what? If the magazine size does not increase, I'm going to go with a snapshot. Even though I'm not a big fan of snapshot either. Perfect Balance versus Spray and Play. Increase the reload speed of this weapon when its mag is empty. You know what? Spray and Play. Just remember to... I mean, it is a small magazine, so Spray and Play. And then Hot Swap. Riding this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. Honestly, this one is feeling very meh. Just meh. I'm not feeling any excitement for this particular role of Worlds to Come 002. Which, by the way, the Corpus don't have numbers. They use binary, apparently. Like, they use a kind of code binary for their numbers. So you'll notice there's no numbers on Corpus signs. Which is odd. Because that's probably very, very inefficient. I mean, come on. Really? Hot Swap, Spray and Play, Enhanced Battery. But this was just sucky. Then we got the Last Ditch Shotgun, which is a shotgun. Obviously, it's a shotgun. I like the handle on the back. I don't feel like you could just... Linear Compensator versus Accurized Ballistics. Versus aggressive, well, definitely not aggressive ballistics. More range and impact. Versus more predictable. I probably would go with accurized ballistics. Then we got extended mag, a larger magazine versus lightweight. Like I said, it depends on how much the magazine increases. If the magazine does not increase, because even though it says a larger magazine, which like I said, I've seen that happen, where it says a larger magazine, and then you set that modifier, and for some reason, it doesn't increase it. So it's like, well, why the hell am I going to waste a slot for something that does absolutely nothing? So if extended mag does increase the magazine size, I will use it. Otherwise, I will just go with lightweight because what's the point? It's then pointless. Then we got Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy versus knee pads. Slide further while this weapon is equipped. I said, I'm going to go with Hammer Forged for the range. Knee pads doesn't really... I mean, I guess it could be useful in the Crucible when everyone is like sliding all over the place. Sliding and shotgunning. That's probably why it's on the shotgun. But I'm going to go with Hammer Forged and then Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. So, Rangefinder, Hammer Forged, extended mag. But again, I mean, this seems decent. It's not like I'm running out to get it. You know, it's not like I'm going to spend the night in front of a store waiting for this one. You know, but, yeah. Then we got the Bitter Edge Sniper Rifle, which I've said I'm not a fan of the low-impact sniper rifles. Just not a fan. So, not a fan of this one because it's a low-impact, high-rate-of-fire sniper rifle. I mean, you only get 5 shots, and you have low rate... I don't know. It's not my thing. Hawkeye Slr 15 versus Ambush. Handles beautifully. So it handles beautifully. It's a beautiful handling. Rewards a skilled hand versus... You know, I'll go with the Eagle Eye. More range. Then we got high caliber rounds versus lightweight. Definitely the high caliber rounds. I mean, come on. Built to stagger targets. So much better. Hammer Force, improved range and accuracy versus Clown Cartridge. Reloading this weapon has a chance to grant a larger than normal magazine. No. I'm going to go with Hammer Force. I'd rather have the greater range and accuracy over... Like I said, I'm not a big fan of these random, you might get this benefit. Okay? That's why I'm not a big fan of Hawkmoon, because Hawkmoon has that, you know, like 3 out of the 13 magazine will have increased damage. I'd rather have certainty than uncertainty. I'm not a gambler when it comes to my guns. I don't want that there's this random chance that I'll get a larger than normal magazine. I'm going to go with Hammer Forged. And then Unflinching. It's easier to aim under fire using this weapon. Honestly, though, I feel kind of disappointed by most of what I'm getting out of Dead Orbit this week. Almost like, you suck. You suck, Gjallahorn. I mean, is it just me? But I'm feeling just meh. It's like meh. Your weapons are meh. You know what? Maybe I'll include ghosts with armor. Okay, ghost rolls. Meh. You're meh. Meh. But it will only give me tight hunter. Oh dear. So I'd have to do this like 3 times. I'd have to switch consoles as well. Okay. All right. Right. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. Unto Dust rocket launcher. We have warhead verniers. She's snoring. More velocity and blast radius, increased recoil versus linear compensator versus countermass. I'm going to go with countermass because I can see a noticeable difference. And like I said, this section in particular really doesn't stand out, especially when you have one of them where it's like handling, improved. Okay, we get it. But this one has a lot of increased stability. So why not countermass? We got flared Magwell versus lightweight. Reload this weapon even faster. Let me know in the comments, because honestly, I'm feeling meh about that. Reload this weapon even faster seems like the more likely choice, simply because it's a rocket launcher. It takes forever to reload. But on the other hand, lightweight. Is it worth it? Does it really increase reload speeds? Then we got the perfect balance. Meh. Ooh, tripod. This this launcher's tube can hold 3 shells. All right, definitely tripod. And grenades and... Okay, this is not that bad. Now that you throw in grenades and horseshoes, rockets will detonate early based on proximity to targets. And you have tripod. Tripod is a good one to always have, because that means you'll have 3 rockets instead of 2. Which means you carry... So, yeah, you know what? I like that. You know what? This is the only decent thing you have, Gjallahorn, because you've got tripod and grenades and horseshoes. These two I'm mixed on, but you're selling me on the tripod and the grenades and horseshoes. You haven't sold me enough to make me join Dead Orbit. Mind you, it's not cheap either, and I'm sticking with Future War Cult until I get No Time to Explain. So, Gjallahorn, if you want me to join Dead Orbit, you need to send a team to help me with the raid. The Vault of Glass raid. Then I might consider it. I mean, maybe I should get all of my factions up to level 50. Just because. Because I like original Destiny. I don't know, you're pissing me off today. I feel like other than the rocket launcher, you really didn't have anything good. Hype. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it today, Arok. I'm just not feeling it. Then we got the... Oh, let's see if there are new people in the tower. So we have a handful of people. It's almost 4 a.m. here. We have me at the top. Then we have not a new player. Not a new player. Not a new player. Definitely. That person's got a higher grimoire than me. Not a new player. Not a new player. So no new players. See, even though this person is level 2 and a light level of 5, their grimoire is 3,395, which means they either deleted a character and created a new character, or they just created a new character. So that's how you know if someone is new or not. Because I could right now go, I have a level 12 hunter, but my grimoire is 4,935, and I've been playing for years. So grimoire is how you tell if someone's new or not. So we have here the Vanguard Quartermaster. Please tell me you've got something decent. This is, by the way, if you want to burn through legendary marks without buying weapons, there's no weapon in particular you want. It's the fast way to do it. So we got the Continental, which is an auto rifle. We got Red Dot ORA, Steady Hand, and OEG. I think I would go with the Steady Hand simply because there's more green. Yeah. Whoever said it's not easy being green didn't play Destiny. Then we got Spray and Play, increase the reload speed of this weapon when its mag is empty. That's the thing. Versus Eye of the Storm, weapons as your health gets lower. That I'm debating. I don't know. What would you choose? Spray and Play or Eye of the Storm? Then we got Handlate. No, definitely not Handlate stock. That reduced range is horrible. Versus Rifled Barrel, which increases the range but the slower reload. I would go with Rifled Barrel. And then we have Third Eye. Really? Third Eye? Oh man, this is just... Nah. Not feeling it, Vanguard. Just not feeling it. Totally not feeling it. You know what? You're already are you starting with your worst oh. Yeah, I'm not going through that. Then we have a pulse rifle, Parthian Shot. Reflex versus Sure Shot versus OEG Rifle Scope. I think I would go with Rifle Scope because it increases range. I want a longer range. By the way, I'm wearing my Warframe hoodie. I mean, excellent handling versus, I'm probably gonna go with the OEG rifles. OEG Rifle Scope. Then we have Eye of the Storm, more accurate as your weapon health gets lower, versus Feeding Frenzy. Kills with the... It's almost identical to the other. Kills with this weapon increase reload speed for a short time, versus Eye of the Storm. Ugh. This is almost identical as the auto rifle. Handlaid stock versus Rifled Barrel. I would go with the increased range. Yeah, I would definitely go with the increased range. And then we have, because then you have Counterbalance. So Counterbalance has increased stability. Then you have Handlaid stock versus Rifled Barrel. I would go with Rifled Barrel. I don't know. Kills, increased reload speed versus, I don't know. Let me know. Again, Eye of the Storm or Feeding Frenzy. I'm just, dude, you're not selling me. You're not presenting your best merch. We got Angel's Advocate, which something tells me this Angel's Advocate's gonna suck. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it yet. So we got MD Reflex, Range Lens, and Reflex. And Rodeo Reduces the severity of this weapon's recoil versus mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. I'm gonna go with mulligan. I just the whole thing feels really disappointing. Then we have braced frame versus armor. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the armor piercing rounds. So mulligan, armor piercing rounds. I mean, that is a lot of stability. Increased stability, reduced magazine, and I don't want the reduced magazine size. Armor piercing rounds, mulligan. Ooh, nice. All right, Firefly. It's finally something decent. Armor piercing rounds, mulligan. Nah, it's not that bad. You know what? I might. Okay, you're finally starting to show me some better stuff. Okay, maybe the Angel's Advocate is just it's expensive. Then we got the How Dare You. It's a hand cannon. You think you're so great. True Sight versus Sure Shot versus Quick Draw. Sure Shot. Why not? It's like flipping a coin. Sure Shot. Snapshot Sight. Excellent handling. Superb target acquisition. Then we have the Hot Swap. Readying this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy versus Spray and Play. Increase the reload speed of this weapon when its mag is empty. Hot Swap or Spray and Play. I'm leaning towards Spray and Play, but let me know. Sometimes I just feel like these modifiers do not stand out as which one is the really awesome one. Like that the two being offered are both kind of like meh, and it really just depends on your mood. It's like sometimes you feel like a Spray and Play. Sometimes you feel like a Hot Swap. Then we got the Reinforced Barrel. I'm going to go, I mean, damn. I don't know. It depends. You know what? I would try it. If I can get headshots with that stability, which I might be, I don't know for sure because I never really looked at my weapons rolls, then I would go with Reinforced Barrel because I want the range. Otherwise, I would go with Lightweight. I would test it to see how, besides, we have Hidden Hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. So, I would try it with Reinforced Barrel. So, I would go with probably Spray and Play, Reinforced Barrel, and Hidden Hand. And if I'm finding I'm not making my shots, I would switch to Lightweight. But I really like that really decent increase in range for How Dare You. But I'm probably not going to pick this up. I don't know. Other than the one with Firefly, I'm starting to feel disappointed again. So disappointed. I'm not angry at you, Vanguard Quartermaster. I'm just disappointed by your rolls. We got the Fusion Rifle X Asterisk, which always makes me think of Star Trek. MD Reflex versus Red Dot ORA versus OEG. They all handling, and they all are all handling. I mean, what does any one of them make any difference? OEG versus Red Dot ORA versus MD Reflex. Is there any difference between the three of them? Other than significantly improved handling versus improved handling versus improved handling. So I might go with MD Reflex simply because it says significantly improved handling. Let me know. Then we got Unflinching. It's easier to aim under fire using versus Last Resort. This weapon handles and reloads faster when the wielder is the last living member of their fire team. Oh. That sucks. This doesn't work if you're not in a fire team. That sucks. So I'm going to have to go with Unflinching. I hate it when the weapon makes the choice for me. I don't feel like I have a choice in the matter now. Just totally not feeling it. Perfect Balance versus Accelerated Coils. Reduces weapon charge time in exchange for slightly decreased damage. I think I would go with the Accelerated Coils. It depends. I'd test it out, but I'd probably go with Accelerated Coils. I'm not that dying for stability. And then Hidden Hand. So I probably would go with the Accelerated Coils and the Hidden Hand, which I have no choice, and Unflinching. But I'm probably not even going to pick this up. Yeah. Just doesn't appeal to me at all. Teacup Tempest. What the hell is a Teacup Tempest? Throwing a cup of tea at somebody because it didn't, I don't know, your tea is cold. Steady Hand IS versus Sure Shot IS versus Quick Draw. Stable sight, excellent recoil controls, snapshot sight, excellent handing, superb target acquisition, agile sight. Just, I'd pick one of them at random. Then we have Zen Moment, causing damage with this weapon increases its stability, versus Cascade. Melee kills automatically reload a portion of this weapon. I'm gonna go with Cascade. Definitely Cascade. And then we have Fitted Stock versus Casket Mag. I would look at how much the magazine increases, because again, as I've said it earlier in the same video, some of these claims of increased magazine size don't increase magazine size. So if there's no real increase in magazine size, I'm just going to go with Fitted Stock. If it does increase, then I would go with Casket Mag. It depends on the increase in magazine size. Then we have Reactive Reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants a damage bonus for a short time. So basically, you just keep reloading it. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this weapon either. I'm feeling really disappointed. Like, just so many of these rolls feel so disappointing. Then we have Occam's Razor, which is linear compensator, field choke, definitely not aggressive ballistics. Probably going to go with the linear compensator. We have performance bonus. Kills with this weapon have a chance to grant bonus reserve ammo versus knee pads. Yeah, I'm going to go with the performance bonus. Has a chance to increase bonus reserve ammo. Then we have small bore. Increase range and stability, slower reload, reduced magazine size versus perfect balance. I mean, the stability is almost the same, but here you get a boost in range. I would probably go with small bore. Now, I would look at the magazine size as well, again, just to make sure, because it says reduce magazine size, but there's no little arrow here pointing downward, indicating smaller magazine size. So probably small bore. And then finally, crowd control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. So crowd control, small bore, and performance bonus. But just total meh rolls. 7th Sense sniper rifle. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of these high rate of fire, low impact sniper rifles. To me, I use a sniper rifle to get at an enemy that's far away. So I'm not a fan of this. So I wouldn't pick this up just simply because it's a low impact, high rate of fire sniper. Let me know in the comments. Do you use them? What are they supposed to be used for? I mean, I don't know. It just feels like a scout rifle with less ammo and that scope. So we have Wild Hawk SLS-20 versus Longview SLR-10 versus Eagle Eye SLR-20. I probably would go with Eagle Eye. Long range scope, but like I said, I'm not going to pick this up. Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return one to the magazine versus Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. Precision hits will return. I don't know. Which is better, Triple Tap or Mulligan? Because they both seem... has a chance to return ammo directly, whereas rapidly landing precision hits will return one round to the magazine. Let me know in the comments. I think I would go with Triple Tap, but I'm not sure. Then we have armor-piercing round versus small bore. I think I would go with the small bore, increase range and stability. There's no sign indicating that the magazine will really decrease, because there's normally an arrow when it says reduced magazine size. So I would probably go small bore for the range and the stability. But again, this isn't really my type of sniper rifle. Then finally, unflinching. It's easier to aim under fire using this weapon. I don't like this weapon. I don't like it. I definitely don't like it. Nothing is really standing out. Bone Crusher, machine gun. We have CQB ballistics versus smooth ballistics versus soft ballistics. I think I'm going to go with the soft ballistics. Less recoil penalty. It's not that bad. Eye of the Storm, as your health gets lower, versus spray and play. I think I would go with spray and play, because this rocket launchers, I do run out of, like, I do reach the magazine 0. And this is a rocket launcher. No, never mind. Why am I thinking rocket launcher? This is a machine gun. No, I think I would go with Eye of the Storm. Yeah, I think I'll go with Eye of the Storm. Because for some reason I was thinking rocket launcher. Rocket launcher I would use spray and play. But machine gun, no, because I'm going to be reloading this constantly. Small bore, increase range of stability. Versus, armor piercing rounds. Definitely, because that sounds like fun. These iridium core rounds over penetrate target. It sounds like fun. Especially since you'd probably be shooting this at... one reason you would be shooting this is at hordes of enemies. Definitely armor piercing rounds. Then we have crowd control. Grants bonus damage for a short time from kills. Crowd control, small armor piercing rounds, and Eye of the Storm. Bone Crusher. And finally, disassembly required. We have Warhead Verniers versus Linear Compensator versus Hard Launch. Probably going to go with the Hard Launch simply because it seems to have more green. Then we have a Battle Runner. Kills with this weapon grant a brief boost to the sprint's top speed versus Army of One. Quick, unassisted kills with this weapon reduce grenade and melee cooldown. Definitely going to go with the Army of One. Just reducing grenade and melee cooldown. So Army of One, definitely. Snapshot versus Field Scout. Definitely Field Scout. Absolutely. Increases carried ammo capacity. This is a rocket launcher. Absolutely Field Scout. And then finally, grenades and horseshoes. Alright, this isn't that bad then. This might actually be one of your few decent weapons. Vanguard Quartermaster, grenades and horseshoes, Field Scout, Army of One. But I'm just still like, it's okay. Because I like the Field Scout and the grenades and horseshoes. So definitely an improvement. I would think, Habibi, you are the Vanguard Quartermaster. You would be trying to better equip the Vanguard. I mean, come on. You should be providing us with the best stuff you have. What is this? Log Spree A, green one. GB Iron and Battle Runner. Relentless Tracker. So, interesting. So green, I forgot. I don't have a lot of green stuff. It's only 160. Partial refund. Yeah, but that's not going to work unless you're with another person because it's after an assist. Fitted stock. Kind of disappointing. Lightweight. I mean, yeah, if you're that low level, yeah, this requires level 30? Whoa! So you're getting greens at level 30? Dude, you suck. You're selling level 30 greens to people? You should be carrying a couple blues. Just wow. Did I mention my level 12 hunter has a light 400 Iron Gjallahorn? Because there's no level limit on it. It's awesome. It also completely throws off the rolls I get. So because my light level is far too high for my actual level, every roll, every drop I get, and every engram I get from the Cryptarch, right? It's too powerful for the level I'm at. So I will get like a blue that's like less. It's like I'm level 12 and it's like requires level 23. It's like, damn it, I can't use most of the stuff I have on my hunter. I can't use because of that. But on the other hand, we're talking about a freaking 400 light Iron Gjallahorn on a level 12 character. Just go through everything like piece of cake. Anyway, who's next? We have two more. And then I have to figure out the armor situation because I don't think I have a Warlock on this account. So I'm going to have to switch to my PlayStation account because I have a Warlock on PlayStation. So I have a Titan here because I wanted two Hunters. I have a Titan here and then I have a Warlock on my PlayStation account. Yes, I play Destiny on PlayStation and Xbox. All right, so the Crucible Quartermaster. I hope you have better stuff than the Vanguard Quartermaster. Yes. All right, so you got the 0-Day Dilemma, which is an auto rifle, and it's reflex, steady hand, and OEG. I don't know, steady hand? And we got focus fire. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower, but causes... That reminds me of Suro's regime. Versus close and or personal. Short period of 25% bonus melee damage after landing a hit with this weapon. I might go with... Excuse me. Focus fire, because that is... So you basically need to hit and then switch to melee and hit. Let me know in the comments, close and or personal. How is that? Because that, I don't, that's just odd. I don't know. I don't think I've seen a weapon with that rule recently. Then we have small bore versus feather mag. Faster reload. I think I'm going to go with the small bore. I like the increase in range and stability. And third eye. Third eye. Small bore. Oh, this just... No. 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 Party favor. I expect this to be handed out on Commander Zavala's birthday as part of the goodie bags, because, sure. Anyway, we have Red Dot ORA 2, Quick Draw, and OGE. I'm going to go with Rifle Scope. Improved range. More range is better. Why not? We got Eye of the Storm as your health gets lower, and Feeding Frenzy. Kills with this weapon increase reloads. I'm going to go with the more aggressive Feeding Frenzy. Kills with this weapon increase reload speed for a short time. I like that better. Then this weapon becomes more accurate as their health gets lower. That sounds kind of sad and depressing. Whereas Feeding Frenzy is the more proactive. Kills with this weapon increase reload speed for a short time. So you actually have to actively kill stuff to increase reload speed. Whereas this one's like, your weapon becomes more accurate as your health gets lower. So you're just standing there and your health gets just, yeah. You got small bore. Increased range and stability versus rifled barrel. You know what? I'm going to go with the rifled barrel. Because that is a significant increase in range versus that. Rifled barrel. I'm going to sacrifice the reload speed for that range. And finally, third eye. Radar stays active while aiming down sight. So third eye, rifled barrel, and Feeding Frenzy. But I'm just... This is a disappointing week. Got a scout rifle. Red Dot ORA versus ranged lens versus reflex. I'm going to go with ranged lens. Superb effective range. It's definitely range scope. And we got life support. Kills with this weapon while critically wounded have a chance to start regenerating health. Versus last resort. This weapon handles and reloads faster when... yeah, that's not going to work. So, life support. Braced frame. Increased stability. Reduced magazine size. Versus... yeah, I'm going to go with armor-piercing rounds. Just going to go with... I mean, that's a ridiculous level of stability. Armor-piercing rounds. So, life support, armor-piercing rounds, and hidden hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. Yeah. The hero formula. Alright. Then we have the Palindrome, which, as always, stands out because I remember that one week, it was like a week or two before Destiny 2 dropped, where everyone was like, you have to get that Palindrome. It's a god roll Palindrome. And then everyone's like, everyone in the Crucible is using this Palindrome. That's all I remember about Palindrome. It was just like, you have to get this, and then everyone is using it. So we have Steady Hand versus Sure Shot versus Quick Draw. Snapshot sight. Nothing stands out. Let me know. Outlaw. Precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase reload speed versus partial refund. Chance to return a portion of the magazine after... oh. After an assist. That sucks. It sucks. You have to go with Outlaw. Then we have Rifled Barrel versus Lightweight. The range. Gonna go for rifled barrel. I like lightweight, but I'm gonna go with rifled barrel. And then finally, reactive reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants a damage bonus. Oh, joy. I'm not a big fan of this one. I mean, basically, then you just be reloading and, I don't know. Just not a fan of it. Honestly, just, again, this week, I'm not feeling it. Other than several with Future War Cult, just not feeling it. Each new day. Okay. Reflex, improved aim assist. That alone on principle has me going, definitely not. I hate aim assist. Followed by red.or, improved handling, and even more improved handling. So I would pick between these two, because I'm not going to touch that. Aim assist, definitely not. Definitely not. We have hip fire versus underdog. This weapon gains a boost to range and handling when health is low. Since I rarely fire from the hip, something I need to improve, for now I will go with underdog until I do more aiming from the firing from the hip. This weapon gains a boost to range and handling when health is low. Braced frame, increased stability, reduced magazine size versus accelerated. You know what? Accelerated coils reduces weapon charge time in exchange for slightly decreased damage. I'll go with that because this one's just not feeling it. I mean, how much stability do you need with a fusion rifle? Just aim and fire. As long as you hit the target, you're good. Hot swap. Reducing this weapon grants a brief period of bonus. Readying this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. Okay, I'm up to 44 curtain call because I don't know. Why is it called 44 curtain? This high impact weapon was designed to be a literal showstopper. Okay, let's see what you got. Linear compensator, accurized ballistics, soft ballistics. I might go with the soft ballistics. We have close and or personal, which is that short period of 20% bonus melee damage after landing a hit with this weapon, versus life support. Kills with this weapon while critically wounded have a chance to start regenerating health. I think I'd go with life support. Then we have reinforced barrel, definitely not, versus lightweight. Definitely good. I mean, that is a massive drop in stability. But that is a decent increase in range. Let me know. I might go for the reinforced barrel. And finally, full auto. This weapon can be fired in full auto mode. You know what? That makes me a little more interested. Let me know. Would you be interested in picking up the 44 curtain call simply because of the full auto? I mean, reinforced barrel, that's a decent thing to have too. Increased range. As much as I'm not a fan of the lack of stability, that is an increase in range. And life support. But it's not calling to me. It's not saying, you need this weapon. It's just 150 legendary marks. But maybe I'm wrong. Then we have Anton's Rule, which again always reminds me of Metro Exodus. Cool game. Steady Hand IS versus Fast Draw IS versus Quick Draw. Not feeling any of them. I'd randomly pick one. Let me know, is there anything I should be choosing with this? And we have Relentless Tracker. Kills with this weapon grant enhanced motion tracker resolution for a short time. Versus Crowd Control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. I think I would go with Crowd Control. Bonus damage. Definitely. Then we have Hand Loaded. Extended range versus lightweight. Probably the hand loaded because of the range. But it's not that much. So, no, you know what? Lightweight. So, crowd control, lightweight, and hidden hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. But really not eager to pick this one up either. Now, I believe this is a high impact, low rate of fire weapon, sniper rifle, Event Horizon. All right. I have Sight Sys SLS20 versus, definitely not going to use ViewTac SLH20 versus Ambush. I'm going to go with this because I don't want to reduce the range. Triple tap, rapidly versus spray and play. I'm gonna go rapidly landing precision hits will return one to. I'm gonna go with the triple tap. I mean, sniper rifles have more of a chance to end up with an empty mag for me, because, I mean, come on, how many bullets? 3 shots. So, but I like triple tap better in this case. The rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. So if you get 3 shots, because 3 bullets in the magazine, yeah, I prefer that. Armor piercing rounds versus snapshot. I'm gonna go with the armor piercing rounds. Wait, no, because no, that actually doesn't make sense, because, I mean, they overpenetrate targets, but is it really that much? If you're just going for a headshot, it's different than if you're going with a sidearm and you're shooting through everything, and if the bullets go through them, they'll go into the guys behind them. You're probably not gonna have someone standing. You know what? I might go with the snapshot, simply because I don't see the benefit to this very much. Then we have take a knee. Crouching grants improved accuracy and stability, as well as reduced aim time and flinch under fire. I don't know. I mean, it's okay. I said, none of these weapons are really standing out to me as something I must have. Chaotic neutral. CQB ballistics versus smooth ballistics versus soft ballistics. I think I'm going to go with the soft ballistics. I think I might have to go, because that's a lot of loss of stability on a machine gun. Okay. I have the Storm as your health gets lower. This weapon grants a boost to range and handling when health is low. More accurate as your health gets low. I think I would go with the Underdog. The boost to range and handling over the accuracy. It's a machine gun. I think I would go with Underdog. There you have Handlaid Def. Whoa, no. That's a lot of loss of range. Versus increased magazine size and slower reload. Yeah, I'm going to go with appended mag, and honestly, I'm losing interest in this machine gun now. Increased magazine size, slower reload, that's a lot of loss, but that is way too much loss of range. So yeah, appended mag, and then we have crowd control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. Crowd control, appended mag, and Underdog. And finally, the rocket launcher, something wicked. It would be awesome if we had something. I don't know. They did more of the season. They just regularly schedule the seasons. Guess they don't want to maintain Destiny. Aggressive Lodge versus Smart Drift Control versus Hard Launch. You know what? I might go with the Smart Drift Control. It's a lot of increase in stability. And we have Battle Runner. Kills with this weapon grant a brief boost to the sprint's top speed versus Life Support. Kills with this weapon while critically wounded have a chance to start regenerating health. I think I would go with Life Support. Just gonna go with Life Support. Then we have Quick Draw versus Javelin. I'm gonna go with Javelin. And finally, Tracking. Ooh, shells fired from this weapon track their targets. You know what? This might actually be interesting. Not really great, but decent. Better than most of the other stuff. Let me know down in the comments. This is actually slightly... I'm not going to be running out to pick it up, but it's okay. It's not as bad as most of the other stuff that he's carrying. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I thought you would be better than the Vanguard Quartermaster. Apparently you're not. Yeah, probably not. Your weapons suck. Other than maybe that rocket launcher. Now we're heading to... Oh. Righto. Now we are heading to... New Monarchy.
Hello.
Hello, Tess. Goodbye, Tess. Jumping down the stairs. Jumping down the stairs. Alright, we got New Monarchy.
You know how to get things done, Hunter.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm going to do anything for you. No. New Monarchy in particular, I do not like. I've said this before, because they want to install a dictator for life. And yet your weapons have some of the weirdest names for a group who want to have a dictator for life. It's like, almost like they're doing it as a joke. It's almost like, anyway, Assembly 2, which is an auto rifle. So basically you're saying that Assembly 2, Executor issued auto rifle for loyal supporters of the new monarchy. Okay. That's the one that isn't that freaky of a title. But as I said, I definitely do not like new monarchy. Because they want a dictator for life. MD Reflex, Quick Draw, and OEG. Probably going to go with Quick Draw since that's the only one with any green. Let me know. Improved optics, improved handling, agile sight, lightning handling, improved handling. Just let me know, because I cannot figure this out. That is very low impact. Armor piercing rounds. These are over penetrate targets versus hip fire. I'm going to have to go with armor piercing rounds. And actually, this would make a bit of sense. Iridium core rounds that over penetrate targets. So if you're shooting at a mob, yeah, armor piercing rounds. You have hammer forged versus hot swap. I would go with hammer forged. This one, irradiating this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. Hammer forged, that's a decent increase in range. So add the armor piercing rounds. Yeah, excuse me. I would go with those two. And then finally, hidden hand. This weapon grants better target acquisition. So hidden hand, armor forged, armor piercing rounds. I'm not that disappointed. I mean, I'm not as disappointed as the other weapon sellers. This one's okay. The other weapon sellers, everything seemed meh. But this actually, okay. I'm not going to join New Monarchy on principle, but Free will. See, you want to install a dictator for life, but you have a weapon that you're giving out called the Free Will 3. Executor issued hand cannon for loyal supporters of the new monarchy. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Flexible sight, light and good recoil control, strong target acquisition versus fast draw, standard sight, lightweight design, good for recoil control, quick draw, agile sight, lightning fast handling. Can't pick, probably will go with the last one, quick draw. Then we have armor piercing rounds, so iridium core rounds that over penetrate targets versus hip fire. What is it with the hip fire? I really don't shoot from the hip. Maybe I should is this maybe a hint telling me that I need to start practicing hip fire? Probably go with the armor piercing rounds. Then we have hammer forge. Ooh, that's an impressive increase in range versus Relentless Tracker. Kills with this weapon grant enhanced motion tracker resolution for a short period of time. Well, a short time. I think I would go with the hammer forge. I like that increase in range. That's a nice increase in range. Then we have Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. So that's increased range. That's increased range. Then you have the armor piercing rounds. Yeah, I like it. It's not that bad. Again, it isn't as bad as everybody else. I'm kind of disappointed because I'm not a member of New Monarchy. And I don't want to join New Monarchy. Then alright, so we've got True Sight versus Sure Shot versus Quick Draw. So, I mean, look at this. This is called the Impeacher 5. You want to instill a dictator for life, and yet you give to your loyal supporters a weapon called the Impeacher 5. That just doesn't make sense. That's like handing out a weapon to the corpus called the Bankruptcy 6. Really? You're going to give somebody who's a member of a profit-worshipping merchant cult the Bankruptcy 6. Or the, I don't know, financial loss. Or stuff like that. That's just an Impeacher 5. So you're basically telling me, by handing me this weapon, go impeach the dictator? With this one? Yeah? You want me to go and impeach? And we got armor piercing rounds versus hip fire. Oh my god, what is it with the goddamn hip fire? And the armor-piercing rounds. I'm gonna go with the armor-piercing rounds. It's almost like you had an excessive number of armor-piercing rounds mods and hipfire mods, and you're like, we need to get rid of these. All right, I'm gonna, sell them this week at a discount. No, you bought them in bulk. You bought armor-piercing round mods and hipfire mods in bulk. You're cheap. But I'm going to go with armor-piercing rounds. Then you have fitted stock, increases weapon stability, versus Zen moment. Causing damage with this weapon increases its stability. You know what? I'm going to be lazy and go with the easier one. Excuse me. Fitted stock. I don't have to do anything to have increased weapon stability. Whereas this one, I have to kill stuff. Causing damage will increase stability. I could just sit there and my weapon will have increased stability. So I'm going to go with fitted stock. Unless there's any reason why I should not go with fitted stock. Then we have hidden hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. Damn, this just sucks. And you called it Impeacher 5. Don't like you. Anyway, that's the side on. I mean, Bad Counsel 4. Smooth ballistics, field choke, and soft ballistics. I don't know. I think I might stick with smooth ballistics. Increased range. Increased recoil, boost to range. Better to have the range. And we have a flared Magwell. Reload this weapon even faster. Versus hipfire. Bonus accuracy while firing. Dear God. Like I said, they must have bought the hipfire and the armor-piercing round mods bulk for cheap. Because I think every single weapon has had hipfire. Or they're trying to drop some hints and be like, hey, you really need to do the hipfire thing. Look, I said, I do hipfire in Warframe. Flared Magwell. Probably gonna go with that. Small bore, increased range and stability versus surrounded. This weapon gains bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity. I'm gonna go with small bore because I want the increase in range. And then finally, Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon, aiming this weapon increases its effective range. So Rangefinder, small bore, and flared Magwell. But I'm just meh on this one. But then I'm not. Deposition 7. Seriously, these weapons. It's an okay impact weapon. I mean, it's one of the few where they don't have a low impact, high rate of fire. It's okay. It's better than the other ones. Hawkeye, SLR 15, short gaze, SLH 10, short range scope, quick to aim with good range, versus View Tech, SLH 20, improved optics, significantly improved handling. I'm gonna go with short gaze because of no, it drops range, so I'm gonna stick to Hawkeye. Then we have high caliber, high caliber rounds versus snapshot. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I'm going to go with the high caliber rounds. Oversized rounds built to stagger targets and leave them reeling. Though honestly, if you're shooting them with a sniper rifle, when you really think about it, you're going for the head. So staggering targets. You know what? I might go for the snapshot simply because your goal is, I don't know, it depends. Because this isn't as high in impact. But on the other hand, you're probably going to get one-shot kills. Let me know. High caliber rounds or snapshot. But then we have Hammer Forge, improved range and accuracy versus Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. I think I would go with Hammer Forged for the improved range and accuracy. And then we have Unflinching. It's easier to aim under fire using this weapon. It's okay. It's okay. Hammer Forged, increased range. I mean, look at these weapons. Wait. First Citizen 9. Now this one, okay, fine. First Citizen 9. But think about it, all right? It's called First Citizen 9. What happened to First Citizen 1 through 8? Did they get taken out with the previous First Citizens? So, like, First Citizen 8 got taken out with, like, First Citizen... I mean, this is for First Citizen 9. That means 1 through 8 were taken out by First Citizen weapons. Something is very wrong with this faction. faction. You're a faction. CULT. Oh, as I said, I have a very strong bias against New Monarchy after I read the fine print that said dictator for life. You know what? There's only one dictator for life that I would allow. And she's up above. And she's snoring. Alright, so we have CQB ballistics versus linear compensator versus soft ballistics. I think I'll go linear compensator. More predictable recoil, slight boost to range and impact. This is a machine gun, so why not? More increased range. That's a good thing to have. We have flared Magwell, reload this weapon even faster, versus snapshot. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I'm going to go with the flared Magwell because I want even faster reloads. Because this is a machine gun and it takes forever for it to reload. That suddenly occurred to me. That means that New Monarchy, for example, does not have any rocket launchers. Just a thought. Then we have Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy, versus Life Leech. 3 rapid kills with this weapon heals a small amount and starts health regeneration. No. I'm going with Hammer Forged. Look at that increase in range. I mean, yeah, Life Leech seems decent. 3 kills, heals a small amount and starts health regeneration, which would probably work. I guess it might work with exposure? I'm not sure, but it seems like it would work with exposure. But Hammer Forged, and then we have Persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it is fired. Okay, so you're stuck with Persistence. I think I'm going to go with Hammer Forged. That is a significant increase in range. But we'll see. Yeah, you know what? But I'm probably not going to pick this up because I'm probably going to pick up 1 or 2 of the weapons from New Monarchy, which to me seems better. But let me know in the comments. Is there anything? I mean, I did pick up, on your suggestion, the Warpath rocket launcher. This is the one I picked up from last week with cluster bombs, tripod, and flared Magwell or lightweight. But it has tripod and cluster bombs. So, on your recommendation, I picked this up. So let me know. Is there anything you could recommend? Should I bite the bullet and join New Monarchy? Temporary. Even though everything about him just annoys me. Especially the hat. That hat annoys me too. That hat really annoys me. Just not a fan of the hat. I don't know. You and me, man? And I know that Cade 6, the thing is, there's also an announcement in the game where Cade 6 is like, Executor Hideo, you know what you did. Watch yourself. Yeah. Watch yourself. Look to the city, Guardian. The city and its people are what makes every battle and every victory worthwhile. The Traveler thought the city was worth fighting for, and we seek to give it the leadership it deserves. However, they're not giving the Traveler the dictator role. They wanted to originally give it to Commander Zavala, and he said no. Which is why, good on Commander Zavala. Except for that whole begging for forgiveness every time at that whole good on Commander Zavala. However, just no. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. As I said, I will try to figure out how to do the armor, but it looks like every vendor sells armor. Keep in mind the Vanguard people also sell, I believe the Vanguard people also sell armor. And while I'm here, I might as well just show this. The speaker sells armor as well. Because I remember buying from him cloaks. Yeah, see? He sells... Oh. Is that... Okay. Oh. I can buy that stuff. Okay. But yeah, he does sell the subclass cloaks, and he sells other cloaks. So that... Oh, and here's a Warlock Bond, a Titan Mark, and a Warlock Bond. So he also sells stuff. Now, I will try to figure out what I can do with the armor part, because these videos take a very, very long time to make. It's been over an hour. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And like I said, give me suggestions, recommendations. what is good, what is bad. I'm trying to improve my knowledge on weapon rolls, and I should try to do the same with armor rolls. These videos, I have to do them like in just one go because I cannot restart. So if I make any stupid mistakes, it's because I really don't want to start over. And hope to see you in the tower.